we check out the starting lineups. First, for the Nets, Richard Jefferson, Nenad Krstić, Jason Collins. On the front line, Jason Kidd, Vince Carter in the backcourt. And for the Los Angeles Clippers, up front, Quentin Ross, second-year man from Southern Methodist, Chris Kaman and Elton Brand. In the backcourt, the veterans Sam Cassell and Cuttino Mobley. The injury report, sponsored by Jacoby and Myers. If you're ever in an accident and are injured, call Jacoby and Myers at 1-877-JM-LAWYER. The key name on that injury report, Corey Maggette, who continues to sit out with a sprained left foot. As you look at the LA Clippers, 15-8, although they have lost 3 of the last 4. 2 of the losses to Detroit and at San Antonio in overtime. Their last game, Saturday afternoon in LA, Mike Dunleavy's team beat the Rockets 89-81. That stopped a 3-game losing streak. And mark this, a Clipper team that started at 5-1. They were 14-5 before they lost to 3 of 4.
It's a much improved Clipper basketball team, and the thing I like about them is they have brought along veterans that you know what you're going to get night in and night out, and it makes a difference.
And there is Sam, the one-time net. And he has Sam Cassell has a history of playing well in his first year with a new team. He's also playing for a new contract.
He is, but the thing about Sam is he's a guy that throughout the course of his career has made big shots and not afraid to take them.
The officials, Dick Bavetta, Michael Smith, and Mark Ayo. It'll be Kaman and Krstić on the opening tip. Nets at 11-12. They've won their last 2, defeating Denver in overtime last Friday night. And the victory over the Warriors here at the Meadowlands, the Nets' best performance of the season. That was this past Sunday night. Clippers control the opening tip. For the Clippers, the first of a 3-game road trip. Wednesday night they play in Indiana, Friday night at Charlotte. Here's Brand spinning play on Collins.
And that's a tough matchup because Elton Brand is a guy that loves to face his opposition. When he faces you, all of a sudden you have to push up closer, and obviously has a quickness advantage over Jason Collins.
In the last 2 games, it has been Vince Carter who has been on the attack. And it opens up with the jumper.
Bob, you told me you was going to call it. You talked about Vince, and immediately on cue he knocks down the jumper. You are the best.
I have the script. Well, that has been the pattern, and his teammates have been following through with an excellent fitting hit. Brand around Collins and draws the foul. Elton Brand will go to the line.
I just said it. That's a tough matchup when you're talking about Jason Collins having to guard Elton Brand. He's a guy that's so skilled, can knock down the 10, 15-foot jump shot, so he puts pressure on the defense. You need a bigger, quicker, athletic guy to guard him. It's just not a fair matchup for Jason Collins.
Elton Brand, originally a first-round draft pick of the Chicago Bulls, having a terrific start to the season. 77% free throw shooter. One of the outstanding offensive rebounders in the NBA. 4th in the league in that department out of Peekskill High School upstate.
And it really is a matchup that you expect to see Cliff Robinson in early because he has the left, great defender, and he's able to guard Elton Brand when he faces him.
Carter picked up on a switch. Jefferson played by Mobley. Krstić setting the pick. And it's an offensive foul. Krstić on the move on that screen and called for the foul.
One thing if you're Krstić, you have to understand this is Richard Jefferson going against Cuttino Mobley. He's a guy that can get his own shot. So your only job is to set a rush screen. You don't want to try to headhunt and get a cheap foul.
Mobley comes off the screen. Mobley guarded by Carter. Here's Cassell giving it up. It's Ross. And rebounded by Carter. Carter pulls it up. he's too third.
And defensively, against a scorer, you don't want to give them easy basket opportunities. You're talking about Vince Carter going coast to coast. Nobody stops the ball, and he pulls up for a nice little rhythm jump.
Horace Frank has been very pleased about the defensive work by his ball club the last 2 games, but here at the start, they have not been able to do anything against that. Graham Jefferson right back, and off the rebound, apparently caught his own shot. It did not hit the rim, and it's a traveling violation. But Lawrence saying the Nets' effort on the defensive end was much improved the last 2 games, which is why the Nets were able to return to the fast-paced style. He says that's the key to playing up-tempo basketball. We saw that against Denver and against Golden State.
Well, people talked about why are the Nets not running like they have in the past, and the reason they did not is because, like you said, they were not getting stops.
Christensen on the lead pass from Kidd. The game is tied at 6. Jason Kidd with 16 assists Friday night against the Nuggets. Came up with 14 the other night. Here's Cassell. Here comes Kidd. Jason played only 3 quarters the other day and blowout of Golden State. Ristich, yes. Ristich shooting the ball well.
And what you like to see, Jason Kidd recognizing they're going to jump him on the pick and roll. Not a hard trap, but a soft trap, meaning 2 guys are going to zone the area. If that's the case, you have to hit the spot up big man for a rhythm shot.
Mobley off the fake. Well, the other day, the Nets hit their first 9 shots from the field. They've hit their first 4 here, and a foul is called. Jefferson will hit to the line.
You take a look, Jason Kidd right here. He takes the pick. The trap has to come. 2 guys zoning the area. Chris is able to step into a rhythm shot. That's excellent execution on the offensive end.
Jefferson at the line for virtue of a foul by Mobley, and the Nets have a 9-6 lead. How about the shooting of Richard Jefferson? The last 7 games, 59% from the field, so he is at 50 for the season.
And he's going to be around that because he's a guy that sets the tone for an offensive display by attacking the basket. All of a sudden, when he's knocking down easy basket opportunities, the jumpers come afterwards, so he does a great job of mixing it up.
Rand thought he had the snap, had to give it up. Clock down to 7. Down to 3. Traveling violation. Chris Cleveland was called for steps.
How about the defense? You talk about Patino Mobley trying to isolate Vince Carter. The reason why he's discouraged is because he sees 4 guys for the Nets in help position. All of a sudden, he has to give it up and they get calls for the turnover.
Finding a wide open Jefferson.
We're talking about get it going offensively, attacking the hoop, couple of foul shots, and then you shoot a rhythm jump shot.
There's Cassell, quick shot, Carter with the rebound, and we get a whistle for a first ball foul. It is on the Clippers. Mr. Beeman called for the shove. That's his first.
What you like about the Nets right now, offensively, they're not running to get layups all the time, but they're putting pressure on the defense and taking what the defense gives them off of their transition movement.
7 consecutive points by the Nets, pushing 9 straight. Jason Collins extends to a 13-6 net lead.
And that's all Richie Jefferson coming off, taking the double team, curling, and then finding Jason Collins underneath for a wild and slam.
But Dunleavy not happy, takes a timeout. The Nets open up by hitting their first 6 shots, and they lead 13-6. 7.5 remaining in the first.
Now, Marv, a lot of coaches in this league, they have weird theories, but this one is actually the truth. Lawrence Frank says defense, which they are doing, equals rebounding, which they are doing, equals transition baskets, which they are doing, equals easy basket opportunities. And then when you get easy basket opportunities, the key one, you have relaxed shooters, all of a sudden, guys playing in rhythm and getting it done.
Mark, that's the finest work you've done on the Telestrator. Those check marks made with great emphasis.
Bob, you remind me of Miss Randazzo in the 5th grade, man. I lived just for her to tell me I was doing okay. So thank you.
I had her third period for math. Ooh, here's Mobley for 3.
You know, she's at home saying he remembers.
The Nets with a 13-6 lead. That was last touched by the Clippers.
Yes, I do remember you, Miss Randazzo.
That sounded a little angry to me. Down through the years with Mark. We're at the elementary school level at this point. Shot clock is at 6. Here is Kristich. So the Nets with their first missed shot after opening up with 6 straight. Mobley and Cassell in the backcourt, Kaman up front with Brand and Ross. Here is Mobley. Well, the southpaw Cuttino Mobley, who last season with Sacramento and Orlando averaged 17 a game, played his first 6 years as a member of the Rockets. Kristich showing much confidence the past 3 games.
How about the execution by the Nets, running through their sets, getting good results, waiting and being patient.
Ross able to knock it down. Quentin Ross is a solid defensive player, not known for his shooting, although he has, according to the Clipper coaches, improved that jump shot.
He's a guy that really, set himself in this league when he had an opportunity, really capitalized on it, and he's going to be around for a long time because of it.
Foul is called on Ross, second-year player out of Southern Methodist, signed as a free agent last season.
We're talking about here, Kristich understanding that they were going to jump the pick and roll. I wish I was able to show it to you, but I'm a little slow. But Kristich slipping the pick and roll, getting to the cup for the easy basket.
Nate Adams picked it up after that 3 for 15 against Charlotte. Kaman on the block of Carter, recovers on the contact.
How about that? Staying active around the basket and good things occur.
Mobley's very close to a travel, took those long strides.
What you don't want to do with guys like Cuttino Mobley and Sam Cassell, they are natural born scorers. You don't want to give them easy basket opportunities because they gain a rhythm.
Carter fires from way downtown, back on the Clippers. Mobley. And he is fouled. He was doubled by the combination of Carter and Jake Carter on the foul.
How about Vince attacking the basket? Good block shot by Kaman, but he says, hey, can you guys do it twice? Put him in the rim.
10-68.
So the Nets now lead at 17-12, coming up on 5 minutes. Remaining in this first quarter, Marv Albert, Mark Jackson. Nets completing the 4-game homestand. Brand comes up short, and Kidd pushes it down. Kidd cut off by Cassell. Now Jefferson posting on Ross. With a quick move, but Ross did not go for the fake. Here's Collins, open. Yes.
How about that? Just pushing the ball. That's not a set play. That's pushing the ball, recognizing where the defense is. Richard Jefferson making a play for somebody else.
Oh, nice play right there as Collins fell down and Elton Brand took advantage. So Brand has 8 points.
And this is what Cuttino Mobley and Sam Cassell bring to the table to the Clippers. In this situation in the past, they probably would have folded and allowed the clock to wind down, just wondering, hey, let's give this one away and look towards the future. These guys have a nasty approach to the game. They hate losing, and they build confidence to their supporting cast.
Coming out of Carter. There's Carter off the spread, but Brand is able to meet him and draw the foul.
What you like about Vince Carter is a guy that realized, hey, I have to take the approach offensively that I'm setting the tone. And he has taken that approach and raised it to another level time and time again the last couple of games.
Now Sam Cassell will sit down, replaced the second-year player, first-round draft pick last season right out of high school, and this kid is going to be something. 6'7", 190 pounds, Sean Livingston. Mike Dunleavy says that Livingston's talent level is off the charts. Now Kaman takes a seat, and Chris Wilcox will come on.
You know, talking about Livingston, a guy I played with years ago, Rick Brunson played with the Clippers last year, and basically practice every day against Livingston. I said, what kind of player is he? He just shook his head and said, man, this guy's talent level is unbelievable. He has vision that can't be taught and has a wonderful feel for the game.
And last year, injury hit, missed 52 games because of knee and shoulder problems. That's Livingston with it. So Livingston and Mobley in the backcourt. Livingston guarded by Jefferson. Bad pass. And back comes Kidd. He pulls it up and scores.
How about Jason Kidd? All of a sudden, so aggressive offensively, not afraid to set a tone and put pressure on the defense, taking open shots and knocking them down.
Nets now lead by 8, just under 4 remaining in the first. This is Wilcox, comes off a strong game against the Rockets. Mobley, out of post, got pocket. That's 7 and a foul. Foul on Kidd.
And that's a foul you don't want to commit. Cuttino Mobley, turnaround jump shot. You're there. Just live with the results. Contest the shot. Make them earn.
Cuttino Mobley, 2 shots.
Mobley an 84% free throw shooter. Kidd was shaken up on the follow through right here. Oh. Just took a shot to the goodness and nose. Eason coming off a sparkling performance with Regis and George. Who's sitting in for Kelly Monday morning.
Representing the Nets and doing it very well, might I add.
Is that yesterday or what? Yes, Monday morning. I've lost track now. Carter, tough angle shot. And he's on fire at the start. Vince is 4 of 6. He has 9 points. Nets now lead 24-16. Mobley wasting little time with that release.
Well, we talked about it. He's going to be a handful for the rest of the night because he's established a rhythm and he's a guy that's a scorer. So he's going to look to be aggressive for the rest of the night.
Gino has opened up 3 of 5. He has 8 points. Shot clock down to 6. Carter. Livingston able to maintain possession. It's Rare to the pull-up. Rebounded by Kidd. Nets want to run. And that's a kick ball.
Kick ball.
The Nets will put it in play at side court. But first, a timeout is called with 2:37 remaining in this opening quarter. Strong start again by Vince Carter.
The Nets Clifford Robinson played 4 seasons at Connecticut.
Mark for the 3rd straight game. Vince Carter has set the tone early.
And this is just what the doctor wanted. Being aggressive early and often. Vince Carter, prior to this, waiting to set a tone, trying to get teammates involved. Lawrence Frank and the Nets do not need Vince Carter to be one of the pivot. He needs to be Gladys Knight in order for them to be successful.
Once again, I take notes. Try to digest that first.
Mr. Carter, you are no background singer.
And Vince Carter, 4 of 7 from the field. Tremendous shooting night against Golden State for Carter. In his 26 minutes, 10 of 15, he had 25 points. Trainer Tim Walsh taking out the right hand of Vince Carter. It will be net ball. They've 21 on the shot clock. Nets open up by hitting their first 6 shots. They're getting balanced scoring with Carter leading the way. Jacques Wall is now checked in. Jacques very much back in the rotation after not playing at all in the early part of the season. He has moved in front of Jeff McGinnis at this point. Mobley off the steal. And an offensive foul is called as Kristich hit the deck. Foul by Wilcox.
Kristich has to be a guy among the league leaders in taking charge. Time and time again, he's not afraid to step in and take the hit.
And that's a pretty big hit. Wilcox goes 6'10", about 240. Well, Clifford Robinson has come on for Vince Carter. Lamont Murray, the one-time Clipper, has checked in. And he was a first-round pick of the Clippers. Robinson knocks it down.
What the Clippers are doing, they're trapping the pick and roll. They're soft trapping, they're jumping the pick and roll. That means the guy setting the pick will have an open look time and time again.
Just under 2 to go in this opening quarter. Mobley, Kristich able to haul it down, and here comes Vaughn. Robinson for 3. Rebounded by Brand. Livingston on the run. Met by Vaughn. Nice pass. Brand scores and a foul. Foul call on Robinson.
How about Livingston? The turnover early, but that time taking the ball and holding it to the correct time, finding Elton Brand, waiting for him to run. He sees him all along, and then a nice feed just at the right time, putting him in a position to score. And then the soft pick and roll. Taking the pick and roll, stepping in is Cliff Robinson for the easy jump shot.
Who's first? First team foul.
Scott Padgett will check in now, replacing Nenad Kristich. Kristich 3 of 4, 6 points. Padgett has been on a roll Friday night in the overtime win over Denver, 5 of 5 from downtown, then came out, hit his first 3-point attempt Sunday night against Golden State. That's now the 26-21. Jefferson over Ross. Good box out by Brand. Livingston and Mobley in the backcourt. Brand is up front with Wilcox and Ross. Here's Mobley on that quick release. Murray with the rebound. Vaughn on the run and has to pull it back. Jefferson, offensive foul. Richard using the elbow.
It looked like Richard Jefferson using the left arm to clear a little space from Elton Brand, attempting to block the shot. Good call by referee Dick Bavetta.
And now a familiar face in these parts. Walter McCarty, one-time New York Knick, one-time Boston Celtic, will come on for Chris Wilcox.
The reason why a guy like Walter McCarty will be able to keep a job in this league is because he's a big guy that can stretch the defense, a spot-up shooter, almost a Scott Padgett type of guy.
And has an excellent singing voice.
Oh, he just dazzled me with all the information.
Sung the anthem on several occasions and puts it on right here. He does it all.
The drop step laying Walter McCarty. You got him hyped talking about his singing, Marv.
So the Nets now lead 26-23, and they work the clock down. 10 seconds remaining in the first. Down to 5. Jefferson. Robinson, too late. It took too much time. 0.8 of a second remaining in this first quarter. And now they add some time, 1.3, and the Clippers will throw it in.
Thing with that, Marv, in that situation, you cannot get a shot up. In that situation, everybody's well aware of the time. You have to be able to get a look at the basket.
Mobley will throw in from the backcourt. Here's McCarty with the three. After one, it's the Nets up 26-23. Elton Brand, 5-point man for the Clippers with 11. Vince Carter leading the Nets with 9. We'll be right back. Second quarter underway. Nets 12 of 18. Good shooting first quarter. Clippers 9 for 20. Here is Lamont Murray. Rebounded by Sam Cassell. Cassell and Livingston now in the backcourt. McCarty is up front with Brand. Actually a 3-guard set. Mobley, Livingston, and Cassell start the second quarter. Nice ball by Livingston. Give that little hesitation and drew the foul.
But a lot of guys do not have, a lot of the young guys in this league, a change of speed. Livingston taking it off slow, but all of a sudden a burst when he realized nobody's at home, attacking the basket with a good foul by Cliff Robinson.
Second on Robinson. Livingston has been to the line only twice prior to this. A 6'7" point guard drafted out of Peoria Central High School in Peoria, Illinois.
Not that many 6'7" point guards lately. You're talking about, we've heard a lot of guys say, well, you can play the point guard position. This is a 6'7" legit point guard. This is his position, and he's awfully good at it.
Ends up by 2. Ball met on a switch by McCarty. Shot clock down to 6. Ball. And retrieved by Vaughn. Vaughn shoots again. You took by Robinson. Backhand tip.
He wanted to lob initially, and then, oops, look what I found. Backhand, putting it in, staying active underneath the glass.
That's late 28-24. We're early in the second. Marv Albert, Mark Jackson. Nice move again by Livingston. And oh, what a pass to Brand.
That's what I'm talking about, Marv. A guy that can play this position. Excellent vision and does a great job of getting into the seams and finding guys with difficult passes. You always have to be ready when you're on the floor with him.
Shot clock to 5. He doubled up on Robinson. He stripped, and it's knocked out of bounds by Mobley. So the Nets have just 2 on the shot clock. Nets have Vaughn and Jefferson at the guards. Robinson, Padgett, and Murray up front. Bad pass. Livingston able to pick it off. Here's Livingston on the 3-on-2, and the extra pass caught.
Trying to do a little too much. You can be too unselfish at times. You have to make the right play and then take the high percentage shot.
Vince Carter is back, replacing Richard Jefferson. Leads with a bucket and a free throw, 3 points. Carter now guarded by Mobley. Here's Robinson trying to set a screen. Carter. And here comes Cassell. Cassell from a party. And another Clipper turnover. What's happening at either end at the start of the second quarter? Too strong, rebounded by Mobley. Mike Beverly staying with the 3 guards, Livingston, Cassell, and Mobley, along with Brand and McCarty. Here's Mobley open for 3. Vaughn going all the way, and that surprised Mobley and Cassell.
How about Jacques Vaughn continues to be steady on both ends of the floor. Poor man Jason Kidd, when he comes into the game, continues to keep pressure on the defense by pushing the ball and then getting all the way to the cup.
Good defense on Brand, and then throw it back out. Shot clock to 5. Cassell. Now Carter shoots for 3. Vince Carter has been on fire from beyond the 3-point line. He now has 12 points. So the Nets lead 33-26. Vaughn got involved with Cassell. Holding foul, loose ball foul for Vaughn, his first, and a timeout is taken.
How about Jacques Vaughn on the fast break, sneaking in between the seams, and then oops, the layup off the glass.
Here's the J&R Music upcoming schedule tomorrow night. The Nets will play the Magic in Orlando Friday night. They go up against Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, the Pat Riley coached Miami Heat. Next Monday night, the Knicks and the Nets at Madison Square Garden. And the Nets back home for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That'll be Tuesday, December the 27th. So tonight, the finale of a 4-game homestand. Nets have won 2 of 3 wins over Denver and Golden State. They lost to Charlotte. And tonight, they're up by 7 with 8:23 remaining in this first half. Chris Kaman is checked back in for the Clippers. Clippers in possession. Selvin guarded by Vaughn. And here is Ross. As we discussed earlier, he has come a long way with that jump shot.
He really has. Extremely hard worker, a guy that, you know, a lot of teams would like to have, because when he's on the floor, there's no surprises. Solid defensively, and then he makes open shots.
Carter putting moves on McCarty, went to the left hand to draw the foul.
How about Vince Carter on the ISO, not waiting for anything? It's just me and you, Walter McCarty. We might as well tell everybody else to go home because of the isolation, patient crossover, getting to the seams, and then getting fouled, not bailing out on the defense.
Ross came over to help and committed the foul, his second. So Carter to the line. He's 1 of 2 at the line, an 82% free throw shooter. Jason Kidd getting set to come back down.
We talked about this in the past, Mark. When Vince Carter has the mentality to score and to make it happen on the offensive end, you can take any defensive player that has played in the history of this league, and I'll take Vince Carter offensively against him. When he has that mindset, he's going to score. Not only that, other guys around him are going to get good looks.
One shot, guys, one.
Don't you find when you're seeing the play that we saw from Vince Carter of last season when he came over? Almost a year ago to the game.
We're watching that Vince Carter all of a sudden once again. He's a guy that probably was trying to be a little bit too nice. And sometimes you find guys that try to be too nice. They don't want to be too selfish. Well, guess what? We're not good if you're not selfish. This is what the Nets are saying to him basically, and he's found that out and really has picked it up.
And the formula has been the same the last 3 games, including tonight. Carter will take the early shots. And obviously, the Nets hoping that he's able to hit those shots, and that has been the case, and it gets everybody else involved. McCarty lost it, and here comes Carter. Met by Livingston, goes to the crossover again and draws the foul. So Livingston went for the fake and picks up the foul on a reach-in. That's his first.
You know, people will see that Vince Carter move and get excited about it. I'm more excited about the help on the other end of the floor. Cliff Robinson stepping in, and then all of a sudden, another guy getting his back in Scott Padgett. But Vince Carter getting into the seams, he hears the whistle, and like a veteran, get it up. So now you're in a position to take 2 foul shots.
Carter now 4 of 5 at the line. He's the high point man. He is 15. He scored the last 6 points for the Nets.
You know, Marv, I played with Vince Carter in Toronto, and there were nights when I was feeling good about myself. I look up, I have 8, 9 points, and I'm on fire. Vince Carter struggling. He has 25. I'm like, what is going on?
And McCarty showing the outside touch. Now, which Vince did you play for? He was obviously very unhappy in Toronto. And he said, unfortunately, made that statement, well, I could have been playing harder. Something that should not have been said. But when you were there, was he playing well? Was he playing like this, or had he slipped back?
No, when I was there, I was playing with the guy that was half man, half amazing, that flat out was a superstar, the guy that we see now. He's a special talent, and it was a lot of fun playing alongside him.
Foul on Ross is second. Nets lead it now 37-30. Padgett shoots the 3. Yes.
And that's what we're talking about. How can you not like playing with him? Scott Padgett didn't do anything extra than he's done his entire life. Take a wide open 3-pointer as a result of Vince Carter being double teamed.
Scott Padgett on the season is 16 of 30 from downtown.
You talk about this. This is Scott Padgett here. The double team has to come, make the pass, and then he shoots it in rhythm all by himself on the playground.
Foul on Kidd, that's his second. Here's Livingston extending. Oh, what a move. This kid is something. Sean Livingston, 20 years old, first-round draft pick, the 4th pick overall last year out of high school.
And this guy is so good that it's irrelevant that they picked up Sam Cassell in the offseason because he's so talented, he's going to have to be on the basketball floor.
Although it would have been, I think, too much responsibility if Livingston had been in the starting lineup. It's good that he can be brought along with Casella Noble.
Well, you're 100% right, because you don't want to put too much pressure on the young fella too fast. You might as well get an established veteran that you know what you're going to get in Sam Cassell, and he plays big in big moments as opposed to not knowing what you're going to get from a young guy.
Foul on Kamen is second. He takes a seat. Carter posting. Carter spins. Now Cassell brings it down. McCarty saw the opening. Rebounded by Carter. The lead for Jefferson ahead of the field.
How about the pass from Vince Carter? He tried to close from the seams. The defense was there waiting for it. He throws a long pass to Richard Jefferson, trusting that he's going to run it down, and then the finish all by himself.
That's assist number 4 for Carter. 4 assists apiece for Carter and Kidd. Ross, perhaps a bit out of his range on the back top, kept alive. Cassell. And Kidd pops it down, broken up by Livingston. And Kidd got a piece of it. It'll be Clipper ball in their front court, but first, a timeout. Nets contesting every Clipper shot. 5:37 left first half. Nets by 10. All right, Mark, time for the Dunkin' Donuts. Break of the game.
Solid defense on one end, and then off to the races. Vince Carter, the long pass in the gap, center field. Trusting Richard Jefferson will run it down. He does exactly that. Defense on his heels, and then finishes it to the rim. Once again, Vince Carter with a nice find, and Richard Jefferson says, "I'll finish that for you."
That's up by 10. It'll be Clipper ball as we resume. Clippers come in at 15-8. They're on top of the Pacific Division by a game over Phoenix. The Suns home tonight for the Sonics. Later on, there's Dick Bavetta making an adjustment on the shot clock. Dick in his 31st season of officiating, one of the great officials of all time.
Absolutely. As a player in this league, you know who's very good and who's not. And Dick Bavetta is not just a great referee, but a class act.
And they're still trying to figure out how much time to be put on the shot clock. First they had 9 and 24. Apparently the clock was running during the timeout break, which is not a good thing.
Well, not a good thing if you're trailing and you're on the road, but you got to give that score guy a raise. He's doing an excellent job.
See, in the early days of the NBA, there were some problems at the scorer's table. There were many problems with the official score in certain cities. And apparently they have decided that it should be the full 24. Brand looking to post on Kristich. Single coverage and Jefferson trying to cheat over. Here's Brand. Rebounded by Kristich. The Kidd is back. Kidd and Carter at the guards with Jefferson, Collins, and Kristich up front. Collins Frank back to his starting lineup. Carter is fouled. So once again, Vince Carter will go to the line.
How about the offense? Very deceptive. It looks like a post-up for Jason Kidd. That's what it looks like. All of a sudden, you have Vince Carter coming off the down screen action. Jason Kidd find him in rhythm. The defense is on his heels, not settling for the jumper, but attacking. And now to the line again for 2 more.
Foul committed by McCarty, his second. Chris Wilcox will come on. An excellent game on Sunday in the win over Houston at Staples in LA. Wilcox 11 points, 13 rebounds. Clippers say he's the best athlete on the team. Tremendous leaper. Still needs a go-to move.
Has a great body, very young, athletic, and the good news is that there's so many teams around this league hungry right now for a big athletic body that can do the things that Chris Wilcox is able to do.
Yes, his name keeps coming up in trade speculation. There's Sam Cassell, and he's a streak shooter. So the Nets do not want to see Sam get going. That's just his first field goal after missing 4 shots.
I'll tell you what, Marv, as a point guard playing against Sam Cassell, if I'm out there right now, my thinking was, he made a shot. I better be alert and not allow him to hit a second one because it's going to be a long night.
Jefferson for 3, and a loose ball foul. Dick Pavetta calls it on Kristich. Sam also one of the more chatty players in the NBA. You find that you would try to tune out?
No, you can't try to tune him out. You try to be his friend and smile with him, try to keep him on his heels, and just, Sam, keep the mouthpiece in. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'll holler at you later, man.
Kid got picked off, but Cassell had to give it up. Livingston being played by Kristich now. Nice move again by Livingston. That's his second field goal. He has 5 points.
And at 6'7", he's so tall and long that he's going to be able to get his own shot shooting over smaller defenders.
Nets with the ball. They lead by 8. Here's Kidd for 3. And Cassell able to reach for it.
And I thought a bad decision by Kristich. Sam Cassell was switched off on Vince Carter on the block. You must give him the ball and allow him to make a play.
Jefferson whipped by Livingston. And the foul. The foul on Cassell would not prevent the shot. Jefferson will head to the line.
Playing point guard in this league, Bob, it's nothing like trusting your receivers. Take a look at Jason Kidd. Finding Richard Jefferson. I know he's going to catch it, and I know he's going to go to the hoop. Taking the hit, the harm, and finishing. Once again, Jason Kidd immediately throwing it. And then Richard Jefferson taking care of the rest.
Point number 8 for Jefferson. Here is Cassell.
Sam Cassell.
So Sam Cassell with his second field goal.
You want to keep a body on Sam Cassell, not fall asleep, because he's a guy that's very quick at getting his own shot. So you want to stay at home against Sam.
And able to protect. Brown wanted a traveling violation. Cassell to the pull-up, and he is on fire.
I played against him time and time again, and all of a sudden you begin to look and say, maybe I need to bump him or hit him or do something to get him off rhythm, because once he knocks down shots, you have your hands full.
Well, he's hit his last 3, just under 3 remaining in the first half. The Nets up by 7.
We had a 2-game stretch where we played well. I don't think we've won 3 straight games yet this year. So, I understand that, those 2 games, don't just, they don't get us through the woods yet. We still have, a long ways to go. And 2 games doesn't prove consistency. I think it's an 8 to 10 game stretch where, we need really, 8-2, 9-1, 7-3, where you get some consistency that way. But 2 games doesn't really prove too much yet.
Well, Mark, the Nets saying, although they're playing well, let's not get carried away at this point.
And you like that mindset. That's a mindset of a guy that's been to the finals twice, an organization that's been to the finals twice. They're not settling. I've been in situations where I played for teams who win 2 in a row. You're ready to have a parade.
Can you name those teams?
Oh, I told you, no Jose Canseco or Sammy the Bull here, man.
We can't get you to reveal important facts.
Oh, take a look at the book.
Is it coming out?
No, the record.
Hold that.
You know where I played.
Clock down to 3. Collins gets it away. Rebounded by Brand. See, 17 years, 7 teams, several teams. 2 tours with Knicks, Indiana.
Just all off the top of your head.
It is.
This is impressive.
I've studied your records.
That is better than I would have recollected.
Here's Carter for 3, layoff, and 2 timeouts. That's got a break. Wilcox got able to handle it and lost it.
As a player, you say, hey, it's all right, Vince. Continue to be aggressive, continue to attack, and we'll accept that.
Nets have led by as many as 12 now, up by 7. as we approach 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Here's Carter with a floater. Yes.
And that's what we're talking about. You miss a shot, don't worry about it. Go ahead and laugh. It is funny. But put your hat back on and continue to look for your own shot.
20 points for Carter. 11 of the 20 coming here in the second. And the foul is called on Collins.
Take a look at Vince Carter right here. Yeah. You better pray. You better pray. And then all of a sudden, prayer is answered. The prayer is answered.
Mark, are you okay?
I'm just so excited when a guy gets exactly what he asked.
You know, I've noticed you've let the game come to you here tonight. You're beginning to rev up now. Late second quarter. Nets are over the foul limit. So Elton Brand at the line. Were these things going through your mind when you were playing?
Oh, Marv, I tell you what, I am the biggest clown in the world. 24 hours a day, I'm thinking of something funny, no matter what, whether I'm playing or not. It's a great life.
You're a walking knee slapper. Just under 2 left in this first half. They double up on Carter. Here's Jefferson for 3. That's tough by the Clippers. That's at the 4:24. Quentin Ross is back, replacing Sean Livingston. All right. Livingston 5 points, 3 assists in 14 minutes. Here's Kidd for 3. And another assist for Carter. What a first half for Vince Carter. 20 points, 5 assists.
And what you want to do if you're the Nets is finish the quarter, finish the half. Everything has gone well. Let's finish up strong.
Blocking foul, Josh to Collins. That's his 3rd. He'll be replaced by Clifford Robinson.
And what you don't want to do, Marv, is bail him out. A touch foul on Sean Livingston, he goes to the line for 2. A touch foul on Elton Brand, now he's at the line for 2. Make them earn everything they get.
Elton Brand 4 of 5 at the free throw line. Elton, the co-rookie of the year. Remember the Chicago Bulls shared the honors with Steve Francis. Originally a first-round pick of the Bulls, spent 2 years with Chicago, then traded to the Clippers in the deal involving Tyson Chandler.
Sometimes you don't want to give up young talent, but an excellent move by the Clippers and their organization, able to pull the trigger on getting a guy like Elton Brand.
And Brand averaging 25 points a game. He is headed to the All-Star game in Houston. Nice play. Kristich is fouled by Wilcox. And very quickly didn't prevent him. And Mark Ayotte get between the two. Well, that's the second on Wilcox. Hard foul as Kristich was spun around late.
And 2 things I love about that. I love the fact that the Nets are continuing to put pressure on the defense. And then after the hit, I don't know what we have, but Lawrence Frank run it onto the floor, right in the middle of everything, making sure my guy is okay. That's when, as a player, you go, he cares. He really cares about me.
Your voice kind of cracked also with emotion. Kristich at the line for the first time. We're down to 1:05 left in this first half. Nets up by 10. Nets looking to even up the season record at 12-12. They are a game behind the 76ers, who have the night off. Nearly picked off when Jefferson got a piece of it. Here's Jefferson. What a throw at both ends. Richard Jefferson deflected it and then was able to fly down court and put it home.
And that's the difference between the 2 teams trapping the pick and roll. The Nets are able to trap and then get results, staying active.
Robinson off the score. Here's Jefferson again.
How many teams would settle with going in up 10-12? No, the Nets are trying to put their foot on the chest of the Clippers right now, finishing them off.
And what a difference defensively these last 3 games on the part of the Nets. Cassell with the shot. Brand on the offensive glass and pops it out. And Cassell says, let's reset. Final seconds of the first half. Nets over the limit. Do not want to commit a foul. Down to 3, down to 2. Here's Cassell. And it's put home. Terrific play by Brand. 3/10 of a second remaining in the half. Kidd not taking any chances, and Christmas fires from 15 rows back. But that's the end of the first half. An excellent half for the Nets. They lead by 13.
How about the Nets trapping the pick and roll and then helping the helper? Not just one guy, but settling with 2-3 guys attacking, getting into the seams. And then take a look at Cliff Robinson with his defense. Active and then throwing it ahead. The fast break, we are off to the races to Richie Jefferson with a nice finish underneath.
High point man of the game, Vince Carter with 20. Elton Brand with 17. Carter also has 6 assists, 6-2 assists for the Nets on 22 field goals. Stay tuned for the Heineken at the half. Bob Lorenz back with us, and he'll take a look around the NBA on scores and highlights. Nets lead by 13 here at the Meadowlands. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we're ready for the second half between the Nets and the Clippers. But first, Mark, vintage footage of Mark Jackson as a member of the LA Global Fulton.
Wow, that's dirty.
Scary.
No, that's dirty. You guys, that's a low blow, man.
A lot of celebration. Went to the playoffs in, what, in 1994, as I recall?
Don't change the subject, Bob. You know, that's not nice.
We're just dealing with reality.
Oh man, I expect better from you, Bob. That has your DNA all over it.
Our producer Frank DeGray insisted that we show this footage. You spent what, 2 years with the Clippers?
2 years, yes. Larry Brown was the coach 1 year, and Bob Weiss was the coach the second year.
I'd like to get another look at that, actually.
I look sick doing the shakes.
Sick? Did that word occur to you as you were doing it?
No, I thought it was hot, Bob. I thought I was the man.
All right, third quarter is underway. Pass broken up. Here comes Mobley. Entire staff responsible for getting that cook. All right, Ross able to penetrate. Nice move by Quentin Ross. So the Nets now lead at 57-46. High-point man of the game, Vince Carter with 20, Elton Brand with 17.
Well, 2 things. You start off with a turnover, and then you give up an easy basket to the Clippers. You don't want to start off the second half in that fashion.
Cassell gets it down, and Ross rejected Jefferson. Terrific recovery by Richard Jefferson. Looked like Ross had a step and a half.
Well, Richard Jefferson getting back, not surrendering a basket. He basically swatted.
It is fouled by Cassell. That is his second.
Talk about the hustle by Richard Jefferson playing a little game of handball. That's what I'm talking about. Richard Jefferson not surrendering, not giving up the big block.
Kristich with room. Yes. And Kristich 4 of 5, 9 points.
And people may say that's just a block. No, that's a deuce on that end. And then all of a sudden, Kristich knocks down a wide open jumper. So that's a 4-point swing.
Nets up by 13. Kidd pops it down to Kristich. Kidd and Carter in the backcourt. Kristich, Collins, and Jefferson up front. Last touch by Cassell.
What the Clippers are not doing, when you trap the pick and roll, which they're doing, you must send the weak side defender to pick up the open man, which is Kristich. They're not doing that, and they're leaving big guys for wide open looks.
They double up on Carter. Kristich again.
Loves to get to his right hand with the jump hook no matter where he is on the floor, and very effective at doing it.
Aidan Kristich has come on strong the last 3 games, had some difficulties with the shot early on. Clippers able to get back. Let's try to push it down. And the ball's kicked again.
And here's exactly what I'm talking about. When you double the man underneath, you have to rotate to the shooter. But here you have Kristich able to step in for position with a nice, sweet jump hook. It's called help to help. Simple game when done the right way.
Kristich, back jab by Collins, and the Nets have the new blocks. Anderson's pass was deflected, picked off. Cassell and Mobley in the backcourt with Brand. Elton Brand with his 7th field goal, 7 of 12. He has 19 points along with 8 rebounds.
From a big guy watching the game, you have to appreciate the way that Elton Brand ducks in, putting the defender on his back, pitching it in great scoring position.
Now, he is an undersized power forward. Tough angle for Potter. Here comes Cassell. Mobley. Oh, beautiful guard. Scoop shot by Mobley. And he draws the foul.
How about Sam Cassell pushing the ball on the break, understanding I'm not Jason Kidd. I do not have his vision. I have to basically swivel my head, trying to find everybody, waiting patiently, and then finding Tino Mobley to the hoop, and then take a look at Mobley. That's right. That's right. I got it. I think that's what he said, man.
You read lips amazingly.
I've been doing it a long time, man.
Foul on Kristich, his 3rd. 3 apiece on Kristich. And Collins' 3-point play by Mobley. And Lawrence Frank blocks the ball. Nets have won by as many as 15. They're up by 10. We'll take a break. In his 31st season as an NBA official, Dick Bavetta. Dick telling us he has a consecutive game streak going. This is 2,117 in a row. The NBA record is 2,134, held by Jake O'Donnell. Potter with the swing, and he's fouled. Fouled by Brand.
How about Dick Bavetta? Take that, Cal Ripken Jr.
His 2nd personal foul.
I asked Dick, are you after Luke Garrett? He brought it to modern day. That's pretty amazing, though. 2,117. Jake O'Donnell, also a superb official, many years.
And these guys are in tremendous shape. I'd love to look like that. Well, not like Dick, but body. I'm sure Dick will get a copy of the tape.
Oh, that's nice.
But I'd love to be.
That was almost a compliment, and then you kill him.
Please allow me to clean it up, Mom.
I would edit the tape that goes to Dick Bavetta.
Dick is the best, and I'd love to be in the type of shape that he's in at his age. Just a wonderful man. There you go.
Here's Kamen. And a loose ball foul. Foul on Kamen. That is his 3rd.
13 foul.
4 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. Marv Albert and Mark Jackson. Nets up by 11. Trying to make it 3 straight wins for the first time this year. Harder. It's too easy from the point of view of the LA Clippers.
And as a coach, that's exactly what your response would be. That is too easy. We can help you as a defender, but you have to help us in helping you. At least compete and make it tough for them.
And good defense by the Nets, but Mobley with sensational shot on a turnaround.
But in that situation, you're not upset with the defense because, like you said, good defense by Richard Jefferson, extending Tino Mobley and then contesting the shot.
Potter puts the move on Ross, and he'll head back to the line. Then spending much time at the Foul line, 8 of 10 from the foul line. Foul on Ross, that's his third.
So much in this league is recreation. Right now, the Nets players on the floor recognize that Vince Carter is aggressive. He's putting pressure on the defense. Let's run our offense through him, continuing to put the ball in his hands and getting good results.
Carter 82% at the line. Vince now with 24 points. Net shooting 54% from the field. And the night 58% against Golden State in that 28-point win.
The Nets in a semi-zone right here, basically playing the areas. They have the Clippers right now very tentative, trying to figure it out.
Cassell gets it off. Rebounded by Kidd. Nets have had the advantage off the boards. Jefferson, Carter, met by Mobley. Carter over Kaman. Yes. Vince Carter going glass, and the Nets extend to a 68-53 lead.
And I love watching when teams face a zone in this league. They're not used to it and don't have a clue of how to figure it out.
Foul on Jefferson does not like the call. That's his second.
Second team foul.
Here comes Sean Livingston,
Los Angeles.
a second-year player, drafted out of high school last season. He replaces Quentin Ross. Livingston played well in the first half. Mobley, that's waved off. A defensive second violation called on the Nets. Alex Frank in the face of the official, Michael Smith.
The call basically being made by Jason Collins, zoning the area. Awfully tough call because you can be within arm's distance of your player. The referee felt Jason Collins was not.
Cassell hits the technical. A very quiet night for Sam Cassell. 3 of 11, 7 points. He had missed his first 4 shots, then hit 3 straight. Kaman and Kristich in a battle. Shot clock's at 5. There's Kaman. It has not been a good ball game for Kaman, and he's been in foul trouble. Here's Carter. Once again, Carter fouled in the act. That's his second.
And you know, we can talk about Vince Carter being aggressive and going to the cup all night long. That's really something that we drilled in. The thing I love about it is watching a guy like Ricky Jefferson on the other end. Night in and night out, he guards the best guy on the opposing team and flat out takes it up as a challenge of shutting them down. Right now, I'm looking at him on the other end, guarding Cuttino Mobley, getting after it, upset when a call is being made against him, and basically making Cuttino Mobley work for everything that he gets.
Carter with the last 9 points for the Nets. He now has 29 for the night, 16-point advantage. Nets have led virtually all the way. Here's Livingston. We're going to be hearing about Sean Livingston for many, many years. Does not get the exposure. Here's Carter. And nice touch by the Nets. Sean Livingston, as we discussed earlier, 6'7" point guard. As Coach Mike Dunleavy saying, the talent level is off the charts.
And especially if he's able to knock down that jumper with consistency. As you see the Nets played going underneath the pick and roll, meaning avoiding the pick, and Vince Carter just living with contesting the shot, with Sean Livingston stepping up and knocking it down.
Mobley twisting his way inside, rebounded by Collins, and he has fouled. Clippers over the limit.
Foul on
Mobley, that's 3. So Collins will head to the line.
Jason Collins
at the line for the first time. A reminder tomorrow here on Yes, it's the Nets and the Magic from Orlando. Xfinity pregame show gets it underway at 6:30. Then Ian Eagle, Jim Spanarkel will have it all for you at 7. Nets and the Magic tomorrow at 6:30 on Yes. Timeout taken with 5.5 remaining in the third.
The last 3 games, you've seen some consistency in terms of, Jacques being the first guard off the bench, Cliff Robinson being the first big, with Scott Padgett right behind him, and Lon Murray being a wing player. And then with that, guys like Jeff McGinnis, Mark Jackson, Zoran Planinic just have to be ready because they can be thrown there at any time.
Well, Mark, there has been a slight adjustment in the rotation made by Lawrence Frank because Jacques Vaughn and Scott Padgett have moved up several notches.
And it's a good situation when you're sitting on the bench, understanding I'm going to be called. Let me begin to prepare myself for my time on the floor. You have veterans, and then you have guys that, quite honestly, they're not in the rotation right now. It's their responsibility to stay sharp and stay ready, because sooner or later, those guys are going to be called on also.
Jason Collins will shoot his second free throw, looking for point number 6. That's right here, staying with their starters. They lead 71-56. Mike Dunleavy going with the 3-guard alignment is Cassell, Livingston, and Mobley. With Kamen and Brand as the big man. Shot clock at 5. Here's Kamen. Rebounded by Brand in a crowd. Brand called for the offensive foul. Collins took the hit and drew the foul for Elton Brand. It's number 3.
How about it? A tough matchup for Jason Collins, but not surrendering. Staying solid and taking the hit from Elton Brand with the charge. Tough matchup, but I'm not giving up an inch.
Five minutes remaining in the third quarter. Jefferson with Preston. He's 13 points for Preston. How about the assist total? 7 apiece for Kidd and Carter, 5 for Jefferson.
And what you love to see, guys making plays for one another. Rich Jefferson understanding, hey, I'm going to get a double team. Let me make a play and get Kristich a wide open jump shot.
Cassell lost it. The steal by Kidd, and Collins was fouled. He was tripped up by Cassell.
Team defense, gang rebounding. The Nets doing everything right tonight.
As the head coach of the Clippers, Mike Dunleavy. Season as head coach of the Clippers. One-time head coach of the Blazers, the Bucks, and the Lakers. Took the Lakers to the finals back in 1990 when they lost to the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls' first NBA championship. And Mike, a solid player over an 11-year NBA career. He is a Brooklyn guy. Star at South Carolina. Teamed up with Onyx English. Gamecocks, South Carolina.
How about being a coach in this league and having your son playing for another team? That has to be an awesome feeling. You have to be extremely proud about that.
Mike Sr. says he tries to catch every game, at least on videotape. Actually, Mike Dunleavy Jr. struggling the last couple of games.
No, but Mike Sr., I know he wishes he didn't watch the Golden State Warriors against the Nets.
It's tough for his son to find any shots. Guys just pumping from all angles.
I know he probably watched and said, I recognize my son. That's not my son that wore a uniform.
Cliff Brown. Clippers have been in the playoffs only 3 times since owner Donald Sterling moved the team to Los Angeles from San Diego. That was back in 1984. Last time the Clippers were in the postseason was 1997. Now, prior to that, your years, 94, knocked off by the Houston Rockets, as I recall.
Tough series against the Rockets. Vernon Maxwell with basically a shot from half court with the clock winding down really cost us a series.
Kristich is fouled by Kaman. Kaman has not been able to do anything with Nenad Kristich. Kaman picks up number 4.
And the big thing right here, Kaman picks up the foul, play continues, and Sam Cassell takes a hit on Kristich as he goes up. The new rule is you have to leave him alone. That's not a clean play. Referee tells Sam, I'm not going to accept that, fella.
Walter McCarty getting set to check back in.
You watch players and you know their personality and you understand and you say, hey, Sam Cassell is not a guy that's going to take a cheap shot at me. I'm a little frustrated right now. And, you know, you don't make too much of it.
Talking about net players accepting it or the official accepting it?
I'm talking about everybody. You know the personality of the guy that commits the crime, that does the harm.
Kaman sitting down after picking up number 4. Daniel Ewing has come on for the first time. Will be for Duke. Here's McCarty launching. That's a 3 for Walter McCarty.
And that's a mistake for Kristich. Guarding McCarty on the perimeter. He's a shooter. He's a specialist. If you not leave him, the help comes from someone else.
That's the first 3 of the night for the Clippers. 1 of 5 from downtown, and the foul is called. Clippers have foul difficulty from early on in this third quarter. They've been over the limit for some time. McCarty for that foul, and Kristich to the line. This will make for free throws numbers 26 and 27 for the Nets. Clippers have only shot 13.
And here's how you keep the distance. I like to say keep the jab in their face. Now you have them at bay because they're in the penalty. Throw the ball on the block and stay aggressive. And the worst case scenario, you get to the foul line.
And for Vince Carter, shot 1. It comes on. Vince with another outstanding performance. 29 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds.
And we watched Jacque Vaughn, the first guard, off the bench, just like Coach Lawrence Frank told us. And the good thing about Jacque Vaughn is you know what you're going to get when you call on him.
And the ball back to the Nets. Traveling violation is called. Coming up on 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Nets have maintained this double-digit lead up by 14. Nice moves by Kristich. Rebounded by McCarty.
That was a move straight out of the big man camp book. Kristich gave him everything and then got to his right hand, which he loves to do, but just couldn't finish.
Oh, Ewing was wide open. Good look by Livingston. Daniel Ewing, second-round draft pick out of Duke. Much Duke representation on the Clipper roster. Ewing, Brand, Maggette, Sean Livingston actually signed a letter of intent to play at Duke before opting for the NBA. And Mike Dunleavy's son, Mike Jr., star of Duke, Mobley gets inside, and suddenly a defensive breakdown on the part of the Nets, and a 20-second timeout is called.
What about Sean Livingston on the break, keeping the ball in his hands, waiting for the decision to be made by the defense, and then finding Cuttino Mobley in rhythm for the layup.
Clippers with an 8-1 run and now trail by 10.
And do not run a fast break any better than Sean Livingston just ran it. Wait for the defense to decide when you give the ball up. Stop and put it on the numbers and let them do the rest.
Minute 47 remaining in the third quarter. Clippers trying to get back into this. Coming through tonight at 15-8. Full game over Phoenix, 2 over Golden State Lakers, and turned things around recently. Had a good trip to the Midwest. So the Clippers started out 5-1 with 14-5 and then lost 3 of 4. They stopped the 3-game losing streak with a win at home against the Rockets on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Nets have gone cold here in the third. Just one field goal in the last 5 minutes.
What you want to do right now is make sure you have a good trip offensively. You want to get something good going towards the basket or open shot.
Shot clock out of 5. This kick for 3. Yes. A three-pointer off the dribble by Jason Kidd.
That's not the shot I was talking about, but Jason Kidd, realizing the clock was winding down, let me step into a rhythm 3 and play Vince Carter with a one-legged shot.
That's up by 13. Here's Ewing. It will count. And foul.
And the mistake here is by Jacque Vaughn, running away from the pick, trying to shoot the gap, so you call it. You must keep a body on him. But Jason Kidd realizing here, the clock is winding down, one dribble, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Foul committed by Robinson, his third. Scott Padgett checks back in, coming on for Annette Christens, who leads with 14 points. Ewing is putting a three-point play, 78-68 Nets with 1 minute left in this third quarter. Vaughn and Kidd in the backcourt with Jefferson, Padgett, and Robinson up front. Vaughn, yes. The Nets have come back after that drought period of 5 minutes, a 3 for Kidd, and Vaughn with the side jump.
How about Jacque Vaughn? Not afraid. Hey, I just missed a shot. If I get an open look, I still have to put it up.
Once again, Robinson is called for the foul, so the Nets are now over the limit. Robinson with 4 personals. Elton Brand at the line. Elton Brand with 21 points. He's come a long way this season, averaging 25 a game, shooting just under 54% from the field. Those are career highs. If he can maintain that.
When you're talking about MVP guys right now, Elton Brand is certainly in the discussion. No question about it. His play and the way he's elevated this Clipper franchise, it's really something that he should be proud of.
Here's Kidd for 3. One-handed by McCarty. And the Clippers will hold for a final shot of this third quarter. Livingston checking over with head coach Mike Dunleavy. Down to 10. 5 seconds remaining. There's McCarty for 3. Oh, Walter McCarty with that shot put style 3. Ewing with the steal. Breathing a deep sigh that they did not cost. After 3, Clippers making their way back into it. They were down by as many as 18. They closed the quarter with a 15-6 run. Fourth quarter here at Continental Airlines Arena. Heads up now by 9. Clippers with the edge in the third. They finished up with that 15-6 run after trailing by as many as 18. That's now with the backcourt of Vaughn and Carter, Padgett, Robinson, and Jefferson up front. Ewing handles against Vaughn. Livingston. Stay with the 3-guard set. Brand with 3 on the shot clock. Rebounded by Jefferson. Here's Vaughn putting a move on Ewing. And then it's picked off by McCarty. Livingston to the rim. Opening minute. In this fourth quarter, Marv Albert with Mark Jackson. That's trying to make it 3 straight wins, looking to even up the record at 12-12. Carter is open. Yes. Two on the line, and the Nets lead 82-71.
And help me figure this out. Vince Carter on fire, basically crossed half court, and nobody picked him up. You must communicate on the defensive end. Vince Carter an open look.
Being able to keep it alive. Mobley backing in. See Jefferson with the old pull the chair, and as a result, Mobley called for a traveling violation.
Exactly what we're talking about. Vince Carter, Richard Jefferson, solid defense. This is just him and Cuttino Mobley one-on-one, pulling the chair, old school style, and staying active. Ball out of bounds off Cuttino Mobley.
And again, they look to readjust the clock. Keep prevented blowing the whistle at the center court. That's the official Michael Smith at the scorer's table. .22 seconds showing now on the 24. Minute and a half gone by in this fourth quarter. Livingston on the intercept. 3-on-2 for the Clippers. Jefferson. The save and a beauty by Vaughn. What a play by the Nets. Jefferson with the block, Vaughn with the save. Robinson is fouled.
How about the hustle all around? Everybody doing whatever it takes to make a play. Richard Jefferson getting back on the defensive end, blocking the shot of Cuttino Mobley. Not in my house, cat man. And then Jacques Vaughn hustling, not allowing the ball to go out of bounds to Scott Padgett. All around, great job by the Nets.
Jefferson with a second blocked shot. The foul was called on McCarty. That's number 4. Here's Cassell coming back. Places Daniel Ewing. Patrick guarded by McCarty. Cassell on Vaughn. Now Mobley dealing with Carter. Shot clock down to 4. Good defense by the Clippers. And a steal by McCarty. McCarty. And a foul is called. They want a goaltend. Let's see. Vic Pavetta, the outside official, in a discussion says no. Hacking foul. McCarty will go to the line. Foul on Vaughn.
And this is no goaltending. This is good hustle by Vince Carter. Getting back. A little upset. McCarty stripped him. Well, now you must pay the price.
Walter McCarty in his 10th season out of Kentucky. Key member of their NCAA championship team back in 1996. Walter, a first-round pick of the Knicks, spent most of his NBA career with the Celtics. Very popular player up in Boston.
And really responding tonight, coming off the bench for the Clippers, putting them in a position to make a run right now.
That's with 3 turnovers their first fourth quarter possession in their first 4 possessions. Jefferson is fouled.
Foul number 42, Brand.
Foul on Brand.
His fourth personal foul, second team foul in the final quarter.
Take a listen to the hit.
Shooting 2.
The key in getting fouled is opening up your mouth and yelling. Making the official aware of the fact that I've been harmed, Mr. Referee.
So you yell, you get the call.
It's a big play in this league. I'm not saying it works all the time, Mom. Just once in a while, give him a little help.
When you spoke loudly earlier, I could see Vic Pavetta looking in the direction and say, I recognize that voice.
I felt so
That's
good
strange.
because there was a kid inside of me going, he remembers.
That's now lead 84-72. We're early in the fourth. 2.5 gone by. Mr. Shot on a post-up. Gives it back. Clock. Down to 6. And a foul. No defensive 3 called by Well, I did prevent it. A battle between the former Kentucky Wildcat Scott Padgett and Walter McCarty defending against each other, but a defensive 3 call, so Cassell will shoot the technical.
That situation, Clippers trying to post up Sam Cassell against a smaller Jacques Vaughn. Vince Carter got caught defensively, 3-second lane. What you have to do is trust Jacques Vaughn as a defender. Trust that he's going to contest Sam Cassell's shot, and then let's get on the glass. But don't bail him out by giving up a 3-second violation.
Shot clock down to 7. Mobley with a series of fakes. Rejected by Robinson. Here's Carter to the left hand. Was able to get the step on Kamen, who came over to help. Cassell to the pull-up.
There's really no answer for that. He's so good and so crafty that defensively you have to be on your heels, and once you are, when he pushes it, he's going to step into a nice little rhythm jump.
And that lead, once 18, is down to 9 with 8.5 remaining in the 4th. Robinson gives it back. Here's Packett for 3.
What you want in a situation like that is for Cliff Robinson to turn and basically lay it in.
Cassell. Mobley kept it on the glass, but then handled by Robinson. Jefferson not looking for the outlet. Braun is there. Here's Robinson. There's another 3-point attempt. And the net shooting has cooled off considerably in the second half. Kamen.
When you take a look at the Nets offensively right now, this is not a very good Clipper defensive team. They basically have to be patient, and they will get good shots because of this Clipper defense.
Timeout called by the Nets. That's up by 9 with 7:43 left in the 4th quarter.
But look at Richard Jefferson. Smile for the camera, big fella.
Tri-State Ford presents tonight's key matchup. And Vince Carter has got it going right from the start.
Really has picked up his aggressiveness on the offensive end. You see the results. 9 of 19 from the field. Latino Mobley basically working for everything that he did because of the stellar defense of Richard Jefferson.
Jason Kidd and Christich have checked back in. Carter came around and picked. Head on a switch. Carter. Waste. Very difficult shot over the 6'6" Quentin Ross.
The shots he is able to take and make in a variety of different, forms and fashion is absolutely incredible. You're talking about one hand off the glass in traffic.
Foul number 24, Richard Jefferson is third personal foul.
Foul on Patrick.
The question is, does Vince Carter even see the basket with the help from Kamen? Hands all over his face, but able to kiss it off the glass. Little George Gervich.
We called that last foul on Jefferson, but I think it should have been Padgett. In fact, Padgett is discussing it now with Lawrence Frank. He and Jefferson saying, wait a second. Padgett saying that foul was on me. So Jefferson with 3. Nets now lead 86-76. Pressure being shown by the Clippers. Ross up on Carter. Cassell switches over. Down 5 on the shot clock. Good ball movement. Down to 2, down to 1. And did not make contact with the rim. It's a 24-second violation.
Very good ball movement in that situation. Richard Jefferson, don't try to do too much. You have a wide open look in the corner. Knock it down off the excellent ball movement, and we'll attack on the offensive glass.
Clippers take over. Just under 7 remaining in this 4th quarter. Clippers battling back. They've been down by as many as 18 points. Here's Kamen looking for his first field goal. There it is. He has struggled throughout the game.
What makes him so tough, Marv, is he's able to do it with both hands. So when he turns his back to make a post move, you do not know which way he's going to come to take the shot.
Kristich, beautiful pass. It's 8 assists, along with 33 points for Vince Carter.
And with Vince Carter, a great mixture of looking to score and also making plays for other guys.
How about Walter McCarty tonight? That's 13 points for McCarty. That's a season high for McCarty.
And I can hear Tommy Heinsohn now saying, I love Walter.
As I mentioned earlier, he was a very popular player with the Celtics. Picked up by Phoenix last season, down there with the Clippers. Nice move by Livingston. There's Ross. Potter over the top of Kamen and a foul. Baseball foul on Potter. That is his second, leading to a timeout with 5.5 remaining in the fourth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next dancer.
5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Nets with an 88-80 lead. We resume with the Clippers putting in play. Clippers came on late in the third. They had that 15-6 run. Here's Kamen. The Sell for 3. He has been off. Sam is now 4 of 14 from the field.
And very good defense, because although Sam is a very good shooter, he does not, he's not as effective from three-point range. Jason Kidd understanding that and then contesting him to finish off the defense.
Jefferson, yes. Another solid game for Richard Jefferson. 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds.
Good job by Richard Jefferson. Not 7 for the 3, but taking a one dribble step back in rhythm over Sean Livingston.
Here's Brand trying to glass. Brand able to gather it in. And Kamen acts his way. Offensive foul. That's number 5 on Kamen.
And the 889th offensive charge taken by Nene Kristich this year. He is doing a wonderful job of selling it, willing to take the hit and then going down. That's good defense.
Nets are back to their starting lineup with Jason Collins returning to the floor. Ross called for the holding foul.
Foul number 13, Quentin Ross.
Team foul number 3 on the Clippers. That's 4
13 foul
on Ross. It is a non-shooting affair.
You know, Marv, as we watch Kristich step in and take the charge, that is something that the Serbian national team, they practice, they drill, and they take pride in positioning and taking the hit.
Well, it was paid off for the Nets as Cassell fires high and wide. And again a foul on the Clippers.
Gang rebounding for the Nets. The Clippers carelessly trying to gamble instead of getting back. Vince Carter, the foul on Sean Livingston.
Second on Livingston. Team foul number 4 on the Clippers. And a delay of game warning called on the Clippers. A second delay of game means a technical foul awarded. Just under 4 to play in this fourth quarter. Kid trying to get it inside to Collins. Livingston with a run. Kristich handles the rebound. Now Livingston defending like Carter. Kamen over to help. Here's Kristich. Jefferson. They swing it. Carter to the fade. Yes. One of those nights. Vince Carter with 35 points. He's hit 11 of 21 from the field.
And Marvin, all starts on the defensive end. Right now, the Clippers are 3 of 15, 3 of 16 in this quarter. That means good defense, and as a result, you're able to get fast break opportunity.
Right now, Richard Jefferson able to finish, and the Nets up by 14. And Jefferson with 10 fast break points this evening, 10 of his 18 in all. And that'll be a shooting foul. Foul by Kristich.
How about Richard Jefferson? Defensively, staying active, getting into the seams, going after the loose ball, and then I'm off to the races. Try to catch me. Finishing, and then Vince Carter. Get on your motorcycle, fella. Get on the motorcycle, Vince.
Mark, calm down. Mark. The Clippers scoreless the last 3.5 minutes, and again, the net defense has been superb.
And a good old-fashioned block party. That's how we do it in the metropolitan area, and the Nets with help defense and swatting Clipper shots.
Livingston at the line, fouled a moment ago by Kristich. John Livingston with his 9th point, also has 7 assists.
Watching Sean Livingston, I'm so impressed with this young guy and his talent level. He's going to be so good. The only thing he needs right now is game experience. Being injured so often early on in the career, the more he plays, the better he's going to be.
Last season, Sean Livingston missed 52 games because of knee and shoulder injuries. That is deflected out. Last touch by the Nets. We're down to 2:23 remaining. In the fourth quarter, the Nets looking to make it 3 straight wins for the first time this season, and it would even up their season record at 12-12 with a half game of the first place 76ers. Livingston looking for the screen and nowhere to go, and the kid picked it off. Foul is called. Pass intended for Jefferson, broken up on a tripping foul on Livingston.
2 things. That means I really am not concerned about my ability to find an open guy. Look at the pass. Jason Kidd is not concerned. Give me a seam. I trust my receivers, and I'm going to put it on the numbers. Richard Jefferson held by Sean Livingston, but Jason Kidd looking like Dan Marino.
It's kind of just pinpointing it through a couple of guys. He has 9 assists after 13 Sunday night. He had 16 on Friday night in the overtime win over Denver.
Well, he's a guy that loves to bowl, and obviously watching that play right there, that shows. I want no parts of him in the bowling alley.
Nets now lead at 96-82 as we come up on 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Mobley trying to shake off Carter. McCarty for 3. Just under 2 remaining in this fourth quarter in the finale of the 4-game homestand. Nets on their way to making it 3 out of the 4. And a foul. Clippers are over the foul limit. McCarty on the foul. And that is number 5. McCarty will sit down, and James Singleton, rookie from Murray State, out of the free agent. After playing in Italy the past 2 years, has checked in. Here's Kristich at the line. And right on time for the Chevy Player of the Game, ChevyOffers.com. The latest offers from Chevrolet. And there he is, Vince Carter. 20 points in the first half, 15 thus far here in the second. 35 points. That's his second 30-plus game in the last 3. He sat down for a good 40. of the game against Golden State the other night. He had 25 points. Jason Kidd hears it from the crowd as his work is over for the night. 8 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. And Richard Jefferson departs. Richard with 20 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Vince Carter now hearing the applause from the crowd. 35 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. Once again, impressive stat lines for the Big Three.
I can't give the Nets enough credit because in a situation where a couple of games ago it was awfully ugly around here. I've been in situations where guys would have began to point the finger and bail out. This team stuck together, followed the lead of their head coach and their leaders, and they have responded.
Lost 3 in a row, a couple of bad losses in particular. The game in Washington, loss at home against Charlotte. The lead pass intended for Yarick Karla, rookie, first-round draft pick out of Moscow, Russia, who had just checked in. Lamont Murray has come on, as has Zoran Planinic. And Jeff McInnes. Crossover attempt, and I think that Andrew Ewing faked himself on it.
I don't think that Mike Krzyzewski would have been happy with that move at Duke.
The net bench enjoying that maneuver.
That looked like a Patrick Ewing face-up ISO. I'm sure I'll get a call later, Mom.
I tell you, you're going to get several calls. The Bavetta family will, actually, I'm told they've already left messages. Shot clock down to 5. Here's McInnes. Yes, McInnes off the bench and hits on his first attempt. Nets now lead by 17 in this final minute of play. So they will make it 3 straight wins. The record now 12 up and 12 down. Fouls called. As we look at the play of the game presented by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
The story of the night, the pick and roll for the Nets, exploiting it and exposing the Clippers defense, putting the Nets up 88-78 on their way to another quality win.
Nets with an 11-2 run. Elton Brand thinking ahead to, let's see what's on the schedule next. It's Indiana tomorrow night against the Pacers. Then Friday night, Clippers will be at Charlotte, completing a 3-game road trip. And for the Clippers, this will be 4 losses the last 5 games. They will drop to 15-9. Now to 25 seconds remaining. The starter on the floor is Nenad Krstić. Here's Planinic from deep. Nets will make it a record of 7 and 6 here at home. Singleton. And here's the blues from the crowd. What do they expect? He's not going to shoot.
They want it all.
But the Nets make it 3 straight wins at home after losing 4 in a row here at Continental Airlines Arena. Another solid performance, 3 straight wins. Nets beat the Clippers 99-85. Coming up next, the Nissan postgame. Tonight's game produced by Frank DeBrace, directed by John Wilson. Pre-game and halftime produced by Jared Boschman. The supervising producer, Woody Fryman, and the executive producer, John Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow night, starting at 7 o'clock. It's the Nets and the Orlando Magic from Orlando. For more on the YES Network, log on to YesNetwork.